No, I honestly don't know. It's so frustrating. We're starting again. I'm not having the stream interrupted. Okay, so overall, for those of you who don't know, I'm a psychic medium as well as a twin flame. I'm going to channel the messages. Now, I have pulled the cards out and I pulled the ruins out. The first one that has come up for the energy between you, and this is really what's coming through, is the moon energy is very much the vibration of intuition. It's the vibration of your vibration and how you're feeling about things. It can also affect your frequency. So do anticipate moving into these eclipse energies that together you guys are not going to feel so great. Sorry about that. I'm telling you, it's YouTube at the moment, and YouTube and I, we're not working together at the moment. Could be my crown chakra, who knows? Anywho, so overall, I'm seeing, yes, you guys know the energy of the laws of attraction, but your vibration is going to be affected. You do tend to find moon energy is, it's really your crown chakra, it's your emotions. All of these things are coming up and they're very heavy. Plus, because we have the Cancer energy coming through, we've had lockdown energy. There's a lot of squaring aspects. There's a lot of quincunxing aspects. It is very, very heavy energy. Your emotions are going to be simmering very, very high. There can be jealousy and triggers to the degree. And for feminines, your crowning energy actually is heart chakra in reverse. You guys are feeling like this has absolutely not been a pleasure. It's been, you've been going to hell and back. You are friggin' tired. But again, remember, because of what you've been through, it hasn't just been connected to this partnership. It's been a lifetime. So in general, you guys are feeling deeply emotional. Some of you are feeling very unsupported, very misunderstood, and even very, very protective of yourself. Like you don't want to get hurt again. This hurt is overall hurt. It isn't just coming from divine masculine. I do know that when I was going through my awakening, which I still am, you've got to understand that, okay, this hurt, even though this person's not here, you're still feeling this frequency. It's a huge purge. And I mean, you've got, this is the ruin coming through, and I'll articulate it because I don't want to trigger you guys. I know we can be very trigger hungry while we're in this vibration. So trust me, I'm talking from a twin experience. I am not here to attack you. Now, this does come down to Mars and Scorpio energy. Feeling like it's over. Feeling like it's over. Wanting the pain to be over? Yes. Wanting the BS to be over? Yes. Some of you literally may feel that, you want this whole cycle to be over. It's Scorpio energy. You can be very superstitious. You might get to an energy where you're feeling paranoid that something's being done behind your back. It's the very Scorpionic detective energy. Now, let's have a look at this, okay? And I will dig into the read of the cards. Because the Scorpio, it's very Pluto-Mars. Let me look. It is upright. Obstacles, difficulties, stubbornness, heroic effort, patience, and endurance. Opportunity to deflate the false ego. Spiritual courage, protection of the scarred. Now, I do also feel potentially there are situations that have not been enjoyable and they're up on your mind and you're looking at them and they can be very separate to the TF connection. Whatever these situations are, you're looking at them and they've been hard lessons to learn. And I do feel a lot of that you are really, really clearing and you're healing, but it does feel very energy, very like energy vampire-like. The funny thing is there's several things here where I feel externally, and I mean, I've been doing gin removals this week and energy clearing in the house. You'll find overall you'll start getting very tired. I mean, even with this card coming up, look at this. It's sun and moon energy, yin and yang, of feminine and masculine. This is coming down to the eclipse. And I think you guys are really rising, but what you're not grasping is there's a lot of attachment energy on you at the moment, and it's both feminine and masculine, because masculine has obstinate. And I'm pretty sure that come up with the Cancer energy, the Cancer Zodiac sign I did, of really needing to psychically protect yourself because it's the intuition. I do feel many masculines at the moment are in their emotions. but really the psychology of why they're feeling certain things. Really, it's almost like I keep hearing frozen. Frozen because you sense something's coming. You're being very cautious. You're being very protective, both towards feminine, towards self, towards the biggest situation going on. You guys, feminines, are being guided to, if somebody's controlling you or you feel somebody in another person's life is controlling, don't tune into their energy. Controlling gives more to be controlled. Allow that to actually help you. And when I say help you, if you know that whatever you or your twin is going through is not comfortable, if it's not pleasurable, it won't last forever. So, the heart clearing of this, if somebody isn't in love with a path, be it feminine or masculine, it won't last. It does not hold, but our ego directly tells us that it's going to be a forever situation. I mean, there's been some situations this week I've thought about of that, and that's very separate to TF path altogether, but it's a soul path journey. And when you look at it, no, because nothing ever stays the same. Now, the ruin for masculine is very similar to feminine. It's still Scorpio. So you guys are both looking at cycles that you really want to cycle out. You really want to get rid of. And they're ready to really manifest and get in their vortex and get to a place where they're wanting to move their life forward. So the ruin they've got is such. It links to Scorpio, somewhere in between I and E, seldom used in writing. Now, it connects to black, which you can't make this up. Black lobster name. Earth, getting grounded, seeing the reality. Now, upright, it links to flexibility, endurance, protection, change, empowerment, problem solving. Okay, they are problem solving of what they have to do. They're also being very cautious that, and this is a reality, needing to remove themselves from situations, people, places, and things that don't resonate with them. And if it's a physical choice, it may be tactical. Esoterically, it connects to magical powers, psychic protection, and spiritual attainment. This is a cycle that's ending. So in the reverse, which, no, it's in the upright. In the, whatever is here, they're in there. Both feminines and masculines are in their Pluto energy. I'm telling you, you're wanting to end a cycle. You don't want to bring this stuff with you, but there's this stuck energy, but it's not stuck. It's because something's about to go down. Now, in their side, okay, for them looking back, they knew that things were supposed to feel good, but they had to learn this the hard way. Life is supposed to be good to me. They really did have a belief system back then that a lot of what they were living was just so. And it wasn't that they didn't know that they didn't deserve greatness. There were circumstances that prevented that from being so. I'm going to pull clarifiers. And again, life is about my relationships. Due to these situations going on, it was not. Codependent situations and connections are not about life. They're about a lesson. So it wasn't really in alignment with a direct 3D relationship. It was more a spiritual lesson. And we're going to pull clarifiers. So whatever this masculine is going through, nor is the relationship vibrationally in alignment or a pleasure. And when they're reflecting back, be it they're single or coupled, they're reflecting back and they're looking at this and they're not seeing this in shining light, so to speak. And they're looking back at the old version of themselves versus the new version. Now, I'm also seeing influences surrounding manipulation with how they had connections. This can be how they had their friendship groups, what they did at work, if they had family members. It was a very codependent. And even with the connection with you, Divine Feminine, there was a lot of manipulation. The only real connection they're having potentially can be with their thought process with, a higher vibration energy. But overall, there is a lot of external influences that are not wanting this to be so. So they're really dealing with this. They're in well awareness of this, but they've healed this and they're looking at it like, I can't change these people, but I know what I am and I know who I want. The thoughts I think, determine the relationship I attract, because now they've kind of changed and they're coming to terms with this. They're realizing that they had attracted these people in their life that really were not in alignment with being a team player. So these were people that weren't team players. They were the boss, but they were expecting the masculine to be the captain. But nothing was really coming about in a very healthy sense. If anything, it was causing a lot of illness, unsettledness, and depression. Okay, they've fully made a decision that by the end of this month, there is movement. And I feel whatever is going on and playing out this month, it's really cycling it. But I'm also seeing wishing to have a celebration. Some may be coming out of it a lot sooner. Some are hoping that a replacement energy can come through for them, for a karmic partner. It's funny, this come through in the private reads. Interesting. Okay. They do know that this is going to get quite messy. They also do know that no matter which way they attempted to balance past tense situations, very separate to you, there is currently a scenario playing out for them that is quite troublesome. It's sort of keeping them up at night. Look at the horses around them and look at how they're actually, I'll explain. Look at how they're kind of up and looking around like they're in a very foreign land. So this hermit mode energy, they're really up in their heads thinking about a lot of things and feeling like they're in a very foreign land, or that they just don't fit. And even if they've tried to transform old cycles of the past, it just has not come full 360. So they're very fatigued from the point of view of that they really gave it the best shot to kind of, how would I say it, repair things, to leave, right? For the karmic to have a replacement. Yeah, it's like, and that really is giving the power away and not having to directly deal with it. It can be, things to that degree. Some, yes, they actually do, and they've been in awareness of it, but they still felt very stuck. I really do feel they've moved past that point, but it's contractual, I'm hearing. So currently at the heart of it, they're feeling as though they're quite stuck and it's about to go down. So whatever this is, it can relate to children or near the Cancer moon. Again, because the energy of the eclipse is very fertility orientated, and you can have themes of this coming through. Really saying the truth and what's not working. So there is potentially, for those that do have partners, that do have children, that do have a contract or anything to that degree, what you'll find is something is going to go down midway between the Sagittarius eclipse but the Cancer eclipse more so. And with whatever this is, it's really going to bring it to a head. I do feel they're going to actually see the toxicity of this. This is the 10 of fire in reverse. What I am getting from this is it's like it's come down, it's very inflamed. No matter which way they've directly attempted to transform it, it has remained the same. Let's see. Yeah, they've literally thought this over 1,000 times. This can be paying off debts, selling houses, trying to balance situations out. And it's really caused a lot of chaos. And it's been like eat, pray, repeat for them. And it just has not been an enjoyable process. They're no longer caring about the financial component nor the other person's emotions, because it's really taken them to a very unhealthy space. And I feel because they've actually have done all they can and have been attempting to do all they can, it's prevented them from seeing the truth. Now, I do feel this eclipse is really going to bring these things up for them, to do with a home-related dynamic and needing to move. And I do feel many of them, either a home or a family or a tribe or a workplace, is really coming to the forefront, and it's crunch time. So at the moment, this hermit energy may brought up the energy of these changes. Now, May was a number 5 vibration. June is 6. These are where things are going to, at a very karmic level, are being cycled out, and they're getting moved very quickly. It's what's hidden is going to be shown. So it's really, again, because both of you have this Pluto energy coming through, it's the sadness coming up of the reality, but it's the reality of what is working and what isn't. And the sadness will be living in that vibration continually, because of that, it's sort of like they've realized that it doesn't really take them to that higher ground, and having to face the shadow energy of what this is and seeing it for what it really is. And this is a closure point, because it's really spiritually taking them. It's taking them in a loop, and they're facing the shadow of this is realizing that they're repeating. But it's more like a karmic contract where the soul is being forced to do that, to actually come to peace with it. Now, I'm going to pick the other deck and see what they want feminine to know. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of disaster there. But it is to be purged and ended. They cannot live like that. Okay. They feel that they are an awareness of who you are. They also do feel that this became very messy. And they were protecting you from these individuals, okay? So they did get off their path, but they're really, really deeply reflecting over how they felt about you. They're wanting you to be patient near the moon energy, because they're not going to quite be themselves. And they're also making reference to this person, you know, at a lower frequency level, just not being who they thought they were. Overall, they feel with you, they do work. They work best. They are getting into this very yin-yang energy, and I feel it's after the Cancer eclipse. I do feel many of you are going to get communication. I do feel this month there is large possibilities of communication, but you're going to have to be very fluid, because you're going to have things going on as well as they are. So to have that expectation to run leaps and bounds, just allow the dust to settle, because it does feel like a lot of chaos here. I'm not saying don't move. I'm not saying don't directly relate, you know, to the person and communicate. Just keep very grounded and rational through this process, because if they do have all of this going on, you may take words personally, and I feel they're more wanting to be, they're mincing their words, trying to talk to you without you maybe acting the same as you did in the past. They're wanting to be open. Yeah, leaving a cycle behind, that is not taking them anywhere. They want you to know that this is happening. They are struggling with guilt, but it's guilt because they wished they had stayed on their path. Okay, feminines, let's see what's going on with you guys. Undecided, really undecided. What do? Do you stay? Do you go? Where do you go? Some of you are just wanting to get up and move, and I mentioned that this morning. I'm like, I just want to move. A belief is only a thought I keep thinking. I feel psychic attack here. You're almost sensing what's going on with masculine, and it's really affecting your vibration. You just want something very balanced in yin and yang, but you're really wanting it in the 3-day now. You're not wanting the 5-day. You want to have the direct 3-day. You also do feel that you don't want to keep going. You've done your inner child work. You've really looked at the past. You're not as, okay, this is memories of history or childhood, issues regarding children romanticizing the past. You're looking at it for what it really was, which has been mass growth. Some of it, even if it was romanticized, you're just not looking at it as romanticized anymore. You're like, this was not fun. I love you. I don't know why I love you, but this was not fun. I just got to tell you, this has been quite hectic. I think it's because you're clearing the high heart chakra. Okay, you're like, I'm not liking this. It's not nice. You're up in my grill. I don't like it. Some of you are realizing you're just wanting to get out of the purgatory experience so you can get something done. It can become quite stifling just prior to union. You can become extremely exhausted, where you can't even function doing basic duties at home. This seems to be where your energy is going to shift. And I do feel, especially with Jupiter at the moment, It's more linking in with, I'm feeling as the masculines have this crap going down, I feel this is where feminines are really going to start their energy work moving forward, but it is to clear this cycle out and just aurically protect your field, because the eclipses is what's going to help this move. Hi, Dale. With the Strength card, it's been coming through my private reads, and the Fool card, and the World and the Wheel. Now, all of it is all linking back to the eclipses. I'm literally seeing an energy of complete foundation rebuild. That's the nicest way I can say. Of what is not meant to be there is directly getting taken away. It's getting shifted. I do see some conflict. I do see potential arguments. And this can be on feminine side with her family and on masculine side with theirs. But it is to do with just smoothing the pavement out. And collectively, especially because Sagittarius does link in with family members, we need to be very cautious about the way we're talking to people at the moment with the squaring aspects. If you have done a lot of soul work on you, you can actually help people that are really struggling right now. But the unconditional love at the moment, feminines, does need to be poured back into you. Please do not think that this person doesn't love you. Please do not think that there's no potential, because it's absolutely not true. There is potential. It's the hurt that you have endured trying to make that peace with that situation. Because ultimately, even if that person came to you and said that they were open for that, unless you've healed, it does become very difficult to have that connection. So the soul work that you guys do on yourself, of not questioning your intuition, of not questioning, are you worthy? Are you good enough? Why did they pick another person? They actually didn't pick another person. They didn't pick themselves. So, codependent partnerships is not about picking another person. It's about picking a situation where you're choosing not to transform. So to be jealous of the fact that that person was unable to transform is no shade on you whatsoever. It's more to do with the toughness of almost like wanting to climb back into the mother's nest, because our inner soul work is so profound it affects every facet of life. Between you, at the moment, you guys know the laws of attraction with relationships. Both of you have learnt this very karmic lesson. Feminines, because of that, you may be a little bit on guard, like you're going back to that technique, which I say be careful of. And I did hear a reader say this the other day. I've got the utmost of respect for her. And she was talking about Libra having intuition, and she's psychic, and I do really rate her. But, there's one thing I differ on with the paradigm she has, and your intuition has nothing to do with another person's actions. Our intuition is ego to a degree. It's yes, it's something we know. But the intuition, my intuition, it is not my intuition's job to micromanage. Where's that card? To micromanage. Oh, I have a hunch you're doing something wrong. I'm not your mama. Okay? So if somebody's doing that, for me to act that way, I'm operating from ego. I will not form a poor relationship with my intuition. My intuition is not there to tell people what to do. My intuition is not there to tell my partner what to do, to psychoanalyze him, to be looking into his records. Whatever he does is his business, okay? I stick to my side of the fence. It keeps life simple. You can have a trigger and acknowledge it, which Giggle knows this well enough with me. You get triggers, you get mad, you walk through it, you talk the talk, and then you let it go, because even if it's still triggering you, it's pointless going there, because it's not going to change anything. It's going to cause more work to do. So you come back down to, yes, okay, you have your intuition, but is it reminding you of a past tense event? Or is it making you paranoid and feeling like your world's out of control? That's the work to do. It's like, okay, what is this bringing up in you? Is this something that legitimately needs to be cleared out? Because we can't clear everyone out of our life. That's a reality. If we clear everyone out of our life, that's a very quiet experience. And yes, there does come a point where you're having a very quiet time when you're going through your awakening. But you do integrate people back to create healthy boundaries. And the healthy boundary is about you. I'm telling you, you don't believe me. It is. Once I got that, I got the way I related to people, how much information I gave. If I wanted to extend that conversation, it's the art of communicating, really. And I mean, feminines are great communicators, but sometimes feminines give a little bit too much information. So if for instance, you know, a person is going to bait you or take you down into a situation where they're going to try and, you know, beat around the bush to make a statement and you know where it's going, close the conversation down and re-defer the conversation. Defer the traffic. Defer it. And choose not to respond. Don't feed the demon. Don't feed the dinosaur. Yeah. Now, let me see the messages you guys need to know about the eclipse, because I'm feeling some shit's about to go down. I'm feeling it. It's not going to be nice. Okay, conflict to do with love, reaping what one sows, and I feel this is more to do with you guys getting on your divine path. This is, okay, many are moving. Now this is, if your relationship was built on rock solid ground at a spiritual level, you're fine. If it's not, this is where this month and next month is going to shake it right down. Focusing on emotions that come up. This is coming to the forefront in the connection and separate. Forefront. What do I love? Where do I want to go? Very karmically speaking, a lot of reaping what we sow at a karmic level. If we have been moving into alignment, and say, if you are a masculine, you've been in a very karmic position at work or situation or scenario or relationship, this is a very change of karmic situations where it's now that you paid your dues. If something hasn't transformed, you directly are slingshotted ahead and you're being freed of this situation, and this person will then need to deal with their karmic situation. Yeah, because I feel you guys have purged it. Energetically, this moon energy between you is really transforming the both of you. This is recuperation, and this is also really coming into an acceptance space of what happened potentially with a family and to do with who the person is that they want to grow with. I'm going to pull a clarifier on that. That's a weird energy coming through there. Okay, some of you have some very good news coming. Oh. Overall, what I'm seeing here, this is I'm telling you, karmic cycle, reaping what one sows, hopes returned, recouping. This feminine, and I feel for those of you who have a masculine or you're in a karmic relationship, that's what I'm picking. This looks very positive. This is more to do with reflecting back old situations coming up. Now, this can be very money related. So an old situation with money and not so much happiness connecting in with it. Actually realizing that this was a financial contract, not, you know, like a business venture. A financial contract, not an emotional contract. It didn't turn out to be what they thought it was. I'm going to pull a clarifier on that. Okay, what is the revelation? It's funny because this keeps popping out at me twice. I don't know if you saw it. Orange, which was temptation energy alone. It was fair-based frequency. Really having the courage to address it for what it really is. Really seeing a situation for what it really is. And I do feel if this person has been very codependent on the masculine at a financial level, I do feel this is really where they're going to have to face that energy and deal with it on their own. Yeah, self-esteem related dynamics for the karmic where they have to look at their own finances. This change is coming through. What is this change, please, for masculine? Okay, no joke. I was like, it's more they've changed, right? So they've come to a changed space, but I'm feeling, this is what I'm hearing from my guides, that it hasn't changed its spots, and I don't feel this is masculine. I feel the situation they've dealt with, he's actually seen it for what it really is, and it hasn't changed. It was right in front of him the whole time, and he had actually had to really sit with that vibration and sit in that environment to see it. And it hadn't transformed, and it was right in front of him. It was like almost the ego was saying, no, I can make this better. No, I can resolve this situation. And it just hasn't resolved. So it's really pushing him through with the Sagittarius eclipse to have this movement happen. And I feel this week it is pushing it to a point. It's really coming up where it's being tied out. And the outcome for this is separation and moving away from third-party energy, because there's no commitment there. Not wanting to have lower frequency vibrations around them, wanting to move forward, also working with people that are more like-minded in their energy. Yeah, this is communication coming in, and they're really sensing it. Mercury retrograde in Cancer, plus with the eclipse in Sagittarius, it's both coming through with these frequencies here. It's causing the movement forward. Now, what is this third-party energy? It's almost like they feel they're cheating themselves out of a real relationship. Yeah, it's very codependent. They just do not feel this person's healthy. They don't feel that they're healthy in the ways they were doing things. It was quite manipulative. They want to have an intimacy that is very spiritually driven, not financially driven. And they're seeing, okay, this person has repeated patterns, and I feel this is more to do with the karmic. They're not getting it. Like that, masculines have got it, but the karmics haven't. This is the karmic energy, not seeing their true worth and still reacting after many years in the same frequency, which is lower. And the masculines have really owned their power and saying what this is, and that it just does not resonate with them. Okay, what do they want to tell you? What's happening on your side of the fence, feminine? I don't know what they're doing out there. Okay, this separation is on your mind, or what needs to be cycled out. I feel many of you, it's to do with the cycle out. You know, if there's interferences and things to that degree, it's just being cycled out. Now, any hurts and conflict and family-related dynamics, the way you're viewing it, you're seeing it in black and white. You're seeing it with your crown chakra. You see the reality of what it is. Can you do anything about it? Some of you can, some of you can't. So it's really looking at it and hoping that universe can directly give you the guided messages of what you need to do, and you're trusting in that process. You do know conflict is coming, and there's going to be information coming up. You can intuitively sense it, but you're trying to focus on, you know, your energy and knowing that you can't delay this. Whatever it is that's coming, you know it can't be delayed, but you also know you'll have the energy to deal with it. If you're determined, you can get to the bottom of that. Okay, some of you, I'm telling you, this is really coming very soon. You've got Faith and you've got Ruby. This is very, very scarred connection energy. All your foundation is about to come full 360. And this is the love moving forward. So whatever this situation is playing out this month, you're going to have complete clarity. Because, yeah, I think the decision's been made. If you need to do anything on a work project, please get it done, especially since we are having Neptune going retrograde. And with the eclipses, it can be knocking you guys about a bit. So I would suggest the Tumbaline and the heart chakra clearing. And to maintain your awareness, you can use this, okay? Because with the moon, it's going to really distort your energy. Your nervous system can feel very frizzled. You're going to need to keep as grounded as you can be. Now, to keep grounded, if an energy is coming through, how do you clear it? You need to focus on something else. You need to do some breathing exercises. Sometimes you can do gene removal. Sometimes it's something as simple as getting adequate rest. But you are going to feel it heavy because this is cycling out. So because you guys are telepathically connected, it's not going to feel nice. I'm not going to lie to you. So if you can do all the things that I suggested to you guys over the last few years, for those of you who have been watching, use everything I have given you in a sense of tools. If you need a booking and you need to get grounded, book away. I've still got the special up, and I can do the coaching on you to get you grounded, and you can do some energy clearing work. Any questions? And I will do another read tomorrow, and I've still got to give the astrology forecast. Any channel messages I get, I will bring to you separate. If I get anything more. The wake-up energy is so you can meditate, Dale. With twin. It's undecided. You've got to remember that a lot of our soul path of where we go, Christy, when we have a foot in one door and a foot in the other, nothing moves. Just trust in your intuition and directly deal with what you let in. I do see more children around you, but I also see your career advancing. Honey, you're too gorgeous to trot to be kept down. What are you doing? You're young and beautiful. The whole world is your oyster. Yes, I can see more children. But I also see you having, vivacious trips and things like that. You're so gorgeous. What do you want to do that for? It's all inner child. I went through years of wanting to have babies, and I've been having dreams about babies for the last few weeks. And I mean, they're freaky baby dreams. I mean, some of them aren't even attractive. I'm like, whose kid's this? This is I don't like it. But when you're doing that healing, it's like sometimes it's almost we place things in our path because we're afraid of who would we be outside of people, right? You're so much more than that. I do feel another one, yes, but it will be later on down the track. With whom, I shan't say, because your soul hasn't decided yet. You're actually really open. You're open to anything that comes. So you're in a good space right now. You're in a pretty good space. Even though I think I need 20 shots of caffeine just to wake me up. I'm telling you, at the moment, I just wanted to give you a basic read to have a look at what's going on. Because both of you at the moment are in your ending cycles department. I'm telling you, you're in the Pluto energy. You're in the psychiatrically evaluating the entirety of the situation energy. It's not going to help you. So, I mean, if you can come to a peaceful place and directly come to a closure point, yes. If you feel the vibration of something scary coming, yes, I can feel it too, okay? I'm not lying to you. I can feel it. We have no control over that. Focus on what we can control. If you've got tools, if something was to pave you off, you'd be cutting them like the Queen of Swords, so just don't stress, okay? If it be coming, you'll be saying, okay, I'll be dealing my judgment energy with my Queen of Swords, so you can't control what does come. Buddhists talk about the fact that we make our own weather. It's raining, it's hailing. What is your attitude? The only thing you can do on that day is the changed attitude directly connected to the situation. I think it was Thursday last week. I had the crappiest day. I mean, I'm telling you, I had the crappiest day. To the point, I was like, and you're trying to shift your thought. You're like, universe, you're really messing with me. I mean, I cannot tell you. It was every 20 minutes. I was getting so pissed. I was like, universe, you know how you go into that motion? Universe hates me. God hates me. I might go eat some worms. It was just horrendous. It was the worst day I've had in so many years. And I was like, sod this. Just get me to... And like to the point where I wasn't even cognitively there anymore. Because I'd had so much mental BS. I was like, this computer system is on overload. It does make sense. Schumann resonance been spiking. If we're fatigued and we're having ascension symptoms, plus because we can't, once you reach a certain point in your life, and we can call it age, and I call it ascension, you just don't entertain BS. If you are around a person that is a lower frequency, you can sense that. It's not hot. It's not attractive, okay? It aromatically is putrid. you do learn to actually be able to sit and observe that frequency. You can't change that frequency. They have to do that themselves. But it's profound to see it. It really is. And the astrology is gnarly modern. I haven't even seen if the Leo King did his update, but I've been looking at it and I've been going, oh, that does not look fun. It does not look fun. It depends on what zodiac sign you are. Like I said, if you're Cancer, Capricorn, Libra, Aries, Pisces. Hi, Stefan. I'm telling you, now my auntie's calling me. I just see what I mean. People are changing at the moment. It's just not good. Are we as divine feminine supposed to hold boundaries? Yeah, but okay. This is what I got with boundaries. If your twin flame is coming in like a fruitcake and they're acting all cocky and saying silly things and it doesn't vibe with you, the healthy boundary is you actually saying, I'm not that same person. That is the healthy boundary. Healthy boundary is not controlling the person. It's not saying you're not allowed to see this person. You're not allowed to do this. You can, but the consequence would be I wouldn't going down that path with you, because that's not hot. I don't find that hot. If you find that hot, I totally love and like you and respect you. Peace be on your way. But you ain't coming with me on that path because I'm not following you. That is a divine choice. That's your job to do that. So you can't make anyone do something they don't want to do. It's temporary. That's why karmics aren't successful, is because they manipulate. You have to do this. You have to do that. Nobody's going to stick around for that. Healthy boundary is if you can see the person's transformed and it's reciprocal, you are making a conscious choice to say, I will give this a chance. But it's a choice and you have to be accountable for that. What you do from there in acknowledgement is, if I choose to walk down this path and at some point we have to be adult and have that adult conversation and say, we are going down two different paths, that is a responsibility you both have. But you can't own theirs, you can only own yours. So you can go, I do love you. And I totally love you to the point anything you want to do, I totally respect. I don't have to like, but I respect it. But I won't be doing that because that's not me. So you've got to grow to a point, you know who you are, what you do and don't like. You're not sugarcoating it. That's the only healthy boundary. You don't need to micromanage anyone. If you've grown up, they could be singing you all sweet dances and hope and joy. Somebody made a comment about ghosting on a video the other day, and I was like, no, ghosting is not okay. It is. And the thing is, where we were years ago, we were like, they're confused, they're this, they're that. Yeah, because we were fixated, we were codependent, we were enabling and making excuses for the behavior. No, it is not acceptable. But your self-esteem needs to raise to the point you can sit there and say, I'm better than that. And when you wish to act like a man or a woman, we can talk then, that's fine. But I'm not your parent. I'm not going to come chasing you. I'm not going to block you either. I'm not going to block you. I'm not going to yell at you. I'm not your mother. I am your equal. You want to come to me as an equal, that's great. You teach people how to work with you. And if they're not, don't work with them. Don't. To the left, to the right, wherever. Have fun. Got better things to do. Focus on your career. Focus on your friends. Focus on your ascension process. Stop getting so triggered. Why would you want everything to be the same? You will reach a pivotal point where you won't want it to be the same. You're like, no, I can't eat chud. I'm not going to eat chud every day. I've outgrown that. It's like eating porridge. And anyone ever seen Ring a Scorpio? Ring a Scorpio on that bloody burnt porridge, which I think it was actually shot in Australia. It's like putting that porridge down and you're eating it in a prison. Yeah, no, don't be in that mental prison. We's better than that. What do you want to know, Stefan? Did you have a question, my friend? $111. America actually has Pluto as their, you guys have a major Pluto aspect, which is Scorpio, I believe. No, it's not. But I know that because you're having a Pluto return, a lot of your plumbing and, cycles like that is going to have a lot of issues. Yeah, just the good boundaries are with yourself, though. It's if you like something, you do. If you don't, you don't, and just be that. Hi, True Heart. Is that just a donation, or did you have a question? Because I'll have to be running shortly and answer that phone to my auntie because I haven't spoken to her since we had the lockdown. Cutest sticker, I know. I look a bit yellow at the moment. It actually looks like me. Oh. Yeah, just don't feel, T Garnet, that you have to, don't micromanage. Ditch that job. Thanks, Stefan. Yeah, always, get to a point where you think, okay, what role am I taking on in a relationship? Am I being, am I enabling the person? Am I focusing too much? Am I coming to it like an equal? Am I choosing to relate to this person like an equal? Or am I giving them advice and saving them, or having an opinion and micromanaging it and not allowing to just be in the very moment? Really drop that. Do you want to be a doctor in the relationship, or do you want to be a partner in the relationship? So you've got to choose the hat you're putting on. And I'd really say that to be very important. How it's going to flow, when it's going to flow, let go of. You guys are beautiful. There's nothing wrong with you. We feel, due to the experiences, that there was something wrong with you, or that it's nothing to that degree. Our healing makes us do that. The reality is not so. It's got nothing to do with that. You can change your outfit. You can change your hair. Chemistry is chemistry. If the connection's there, the connection's there. I get dream guides telling me stuff and confirmation, so I just really... But whenever a lie is coming through, it is because the person does not feel they're able to be truthful because there's been punishment. I've seen my twin go through it. Full-on screaming matches towards them if they even had an opinion. That's toxic. You'd be lying to anyone. You'd be outright just be selling porky pies for fear of getting coot. Any messages from Twin Francis for me? Something to do with a show. There is, it's really strange. They saw a movie the other day that reminded them of you, but it was weird. It was like music or something. Maybe there's a message that the both, like a movie that you've shared in a group or something. But they're showing a movie theatre and a memory back to that time. It's weird. I'm hearing like it reminds me like Showgirls or Show. It's bizarre. So there might be music in it or something to that degree. Yeah. I do feel that he's changing career as well. Changing career and location. And he's definitely getting headaches. Because like to the side, he's getting this vision as to where to go. Yeah, I don't have a bad vibration. Like he's very calm. He's very relaxed. He's very different to the way he was. Yeah, it's like just discuss it. He feels more calm. He feels more open. It's almost like the shedding of the skin has occurred and he's opening up. So just stay very relaxed in your vibration. If you're getting triggered, just tune out of that. Go back to that vibration of how you felt. That's the way you usher it back in. If you're going into trigger energy and you're psychoanalyzing, it goes stagnant. As soon as you come back to the relaxed state, bang, the psychic channel's open and you get a phone call. That's where you need to get to, is not fixating too much energy on them. If you're getting channeled energy, it's different. But if you're getting egoic block energy or fear-based frequency, you're going to slow your journey down. So you need to do that work in that real quick. But I'm feeling quite fluid. I feel he's really quite open. Very light energy. Yeah, but you'll always notice you'll get more communication the more relaxed you are. And the more you could just all of a sudden be doing art and really happy with what you're doing in your life, and bang, you get the phone call. It's because you're in duality. You're in this present moment. So you're not panicked about the future. You're not panicked about the past. You're just coming back to this moment. And then it comes in. Practicing that and maintaining that is hard. That's why I say when you get a trigger, look at it quick, do the work on it so that you can actually navigate that quicker. Yeah, it's natural to have anger. It's part of the spiritual process, but it's very important to reach a point where you're no longer angry for your sake, not for the sake of the connection, for your sake, so that you can have a happy vibration life. Because like attracts like, right? So at Abraham Hicks level, this is the crowning energy for twin flames. If you're in that vibration, yes, that's where you're going to have a crappy day. You're going to be attracting all of these lower frequency energies coming towards you. You stub your toe. Then you break a shoe, and you know how the day goes. It's the laws of attraction. So if your frequency is there, you don't want that sweet. You don't want that to keep coming towards you. So you've got to master your energy, because all of us are psychic. So if we can't master that channel we've turned on, and we can't learn how to turn it down, you're going to keep getting it heavier and heavier. So curious how this will play out. Again, try not to think too deep. Be open to it being a picture painted for you, which is true because we don't directly have control. Cycles are ending though. Pluto come up for feminine masculines or whatever this is going down. But I'm going to have to love you and leave you because I have to take a private phone call from my auntie. And I will talk to you guys later. I will be here again later, be it today or tomorrow, but it will be within 24 hours worst case. Love and light. Bookings below.